Hey there, welcome to Crafting Unedited. My name is Sierra. You may know me, you may not know me, but if you do, awesome. If you don't, awesome. You'll get to know me today a little bit, and even more so if you go ahead and subscribe down there. You'll get to know lots about me, like what kind of crazy crafting tutorials I walk you through, how I teach you, which is through teaching myself most of the time, and lots of fun crafting stuff with Cricut, with heat presses, with vinyl, lots of things. So anyways, today I'm going to share with you all of the surfaces that I have used Infusible ink on. I have used more than what I'm going to show you today, so I'll explain those. But I do have some examples on hand that I just discovered a couple of and I'm pretty excited about. So there are tons of Cricut compatible Infusible ink or Cricut brand Infusible ink compatible merchandise products. I said that in a really long-winded version. Sorry about that. So there's a lot of Cricut products that are Infusible ink compatible. Either way, so I don't like to think inside the box. I don't like to be stuck with only what Cricut allows you to use or what Cricut makes for you to use. So I kind of discovered a few workarounds, if I should say so. Some of those things do include like random things that I just had laying around that I was like, ooh, I bet I could use Infusible ink on that. Maybe this too. Maybe it'll work on that. Let's give it a try. Always willing to try something. Worst case, I ruin something tiny. Best case, I get a really cool product out of it. So let's dive in, shall we? So a few things that you need to know with Cricut Infusible ink is it's sort of a sublimation, but it's not a sublimation. So it's not vinyl where the material of the vinyl is sitting on top and glued to whatever you are using. So it's not glued onto a shirt or pressed onto a shirt. It's not just stuck to a cup or a coaster. It is actually like embedded into. So it's kind of like a infused. That's why they call it Infusible ink. It's infused into your material. So take this coaster, for example. This plain white coaster, what I did was I took a sheet of a Cricut Infusible ink transfer sheet, stuck it right on top, and then I pressed it into there. And now I can go like this, and it doesn't come off. Pretty neat, huh? And then on things like shirts and pants and bags, it's infused into the fibers that are in that cotton or polyester. So when using or selecting an Infusible ink compatible product, you want to make sure that the ink has something to absorb into. If it's just laying on the surface, it's going to smear right off. Learn that the hard way with tiles. Ceramic tiles, if it has like that shiny sheen to it, I feel like, I haven't tested this yet, but if you bake it, it's going to seal the Infusible ink on top of it. I thought about maybe spraying it with some acrylic sealer or something, but I feel like that might make it run. So maybe just baking it for a little bit. I'll give that a try, let you know what happens. So moving on to what other surfaces I have used Infusible ink on. So we have the general polyester shirt. This is a 100% polyester shirt. What I did was this top piece here is glitter vinyl and this is Infusible ink. I did this originally with the same shirt, same temperature, but the problem was I didn't press it hot enough nor long enough. For shirts or cloth material, you want to press it at 385 for 40 seconds minimum. And then they say that you can't press again. I've done it a few times. As long as your Infusible ink transfer sheet is sturdy and stuck on there and you haven't moved it around any, you can totally repress. Just kind of what I've done is I've lifted the press, gave it a little peek, and if I can still see just a little bit of ink on the back of that transfer sheet, I just pressed it back down again. You might have a little bit of a shadow effect if you do, so just pay mind to that, especially if the ink shifts a little bit. All right, so t-shirts, you can use, here's my hack, you can use cotton. However, you have to have a vinyl underneath it. So, and it has to be a glitter vinyl. Reason being is glitter vinyl is made with polyester. So, yeah, you can infuse that onto the glitter decal over top. I've done it, except for the fact that my daughter has the shirt that I did this on, so I can't show you. But it looks really, really cool because you have that infusible ink on top of glitter, so it looks like a really cool ombre or whatever infusible ink you decided to use. I used an ombre and it was awesome. So, infusible ink on top of glitter vinyl HTV works amazing. Moving on, coasters. So I have done a few, and just so that you can get an idea of, I've done a few of these so you can get an idea of what they look like. So this is the one that I just showed you. This is not a Cricut blank. Not a Cricut blank. This is just a basic ceramic coaster that came in a kit to make ceramic coasters. So it is legitimately just good old ceramic. You can see because there is still white dust coming off of it. But I used the same infusible ink transfer sheet on this here. Kind of comes off as a bluey purple, right? As I did with this. So you can see this is a Cricut blank. You can see the difference. Same exact sheet. Two totally different outcomes. I don't hate it though. I think it looks really cool because on this one you can clearly see the detail of the little dots. On this one, it's really hard to tell the detail on the little dots. But this is black, this looks blue, and it's kind of cool. So this is ceramic. This is a Cricut cork back coaster blank. Not sure why it's different, but it is. So there's those two. And then to give you an idea of what the bright colors can look like, this is awesome, right? Right. So this is the Galaxy Cricut Infusible Ink sheet, and I will forewarn you, because the infusible ink transfer sheets are like paper, getting these little teeny tiny details out when you're reading it is a pain in the butt. Be warned. Take your time. It's worth it. See? Totally worth it. So we've got coasters. Cricut and non-Cricut. They both work. You just get a different outcome on each, right? Right. Next we have paper. So I decided to see what it would look like if I used infusible ink on a sheet of cardstock. While it worked, pay mind that you might peel up some of the paper when you take off the transfer. But it works. It's not as bright. This is the exact same infusible ink that I used on the shirt right here. Same sheet. See the difference? But it's still kind of cool that you can use it on paper. Right? And it doesn't smear off. It's on there. It's not going anywhere. But remember, pay mind. You might peel up the paper when you peel up the transfer. Solution is to cut the transfer out a little bit more, and then it won't happen as much. Alrighty, next is what I discovered earlier today so I remember someone making a video similar to this one and said that you could not use infusible ink on wood, that it just didn't really work. Well, I found these cute little picture frames at Michael's, I believe. They were like $2. They're supposed to be that you can paint them and whatnot. But I kind of love the way this turned out. Remember those coasters, the one that said Dad on it? Exact same, literally the same transfer. That coaster didn't absorb it all. So I used it on this. And what it did was it created like a branded kind of look to it, which is really awesome in my opinion. It looks so cool. It's like, it looks like it's branded on there. And then because when I pressed it, it kind of burnt the sides of the wood. It kind of gave it like an oldie theme. It's really cool. I love this. And you can see the little dots, not as vibrantly as you can in that coaster, but you can definitely see them. And it clearly says Dad, and it looks like it was branded. How cool is that? Really awesome. So I'm not entirely sure what type of frame this is or what type of wood this is. It kind of feels like a thin pine maybe, but it worked. And you can see it clearly. It's definitely very, very vivid. All right, so wood is a go. You just got to find the right kind of wood. These are by Art Minds, and I'm pretty sure that Michael sells all kinds of Art Minds stuff. I'll see if I can find the link, and then I'll put it in the description for you. All right, so now for my absolute favorite so far thing that I have found that you can use infusible ink on. It was one of those, I wonder if I could do this kind of moments. So this is made with infusible ink markers and the engraving tool. So what I did was I took the sheet of aluminum and I ran it through the maker with the engraving tip. Then I took the exact same image onto a, I used the infusible ink markers. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Using infusible ink markers to create the same image on a sheet of copy paper. Basic copy paper. Doesn't matter what kind. And I took that copy paper and I carefully pressed or put it on top of this. Then I used heat resistant tape, taped it into place, made sure that it stayed in place. I taped this thing like everywhere to make sure that it was right on top of where the engraving was. And I got this. I don't know if you can see it, but look how gorgeous. So it is engraved, and you can kind of see that here. The whole thing is engraved. And then the infusible ink is just right on top of there, and you can see that's not coming off. I pressed it at the same heat temperature as I did with the wood, and that was 400 degrees for 40 seconds. This is the coolest thing so far that I have found that you can use infusible ink on, because look how, I mean, I'm just in awe at how pretty that is. That is the markers. The sheets might be a little different. I haven't had the chance to try that, but I was impressed with this. It's metal, guys. Metal. It's aluminum, but it's still metal. And it was engraved, and then it was pressed. How awesome. So, as you can see, infusible ink, I just stepped on something. It's something that's really cool to work with. It's a lot of fun, and you get some really cool products out of it. I mean, things that you can't really create with vinyl. Creating an ombre look. You just can't do it with vinyl. It doesn't work very well. You get very dominant with vinyl. You can use patterned vinyl, but it's not the same. It's not infused into the shirt. It's not going to peel up, kind of like, I don't know if you see my shirt, but this doesn't peel up, but it has that like feel to it. You can feel that it's like all crunchy and crispy and that it's vinyl and not part of the shirt. So infusible ink is a win in my book. You can use it on lots and lots and lots of different things. Wood, perfect example. Clothing, cotton, anything polyester. A canvas bag it'll work on. You can use it on ceramic tiles. You can use it on basically anything that has an absorbent surface. That's really all I got. So point of the video was to show you that you can use infusible ink on more than what Cricut tells you can use it on. You can also use it on more than what Cricut creates for you. Don't get me wrong, the Cricut blanks are awesome. I just like to think outside of the box and try to figure out what else I can use it on. So, nothing wrong with Cricut blanks. Props to Cricut for creating it. Really awesome, awesome product. All right, so subscribe if you want to know how to press any of these items or how to create any of these items. I am going to make a bunch of tutorials for you guys. I've already made the one on how to create the cotton or use infusible ink on a cotton shirt. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. And stay tuned for more of these awesome videos. Make sure you subscribe down here, over there, somewhere over here where you can see the little red subscribe button. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down, tell me why. Or don't. It's all good. If you want to know when I'm on or when I've posted something new, just hit that bell over there. And then till next time, I'll have some more tutorials for you. We'll see you later.